and welcome back to OmniFoot TV. This is your host Omar speaking, and today I'm going to cover, or rather preview, I'll cover it after the match. I'm previewing the Netherlands-Czech Republic game. Now let's get into this, shall we? Just to provide context, the Czechs have beaten Holland in their last two encounters, as they were the side, if you don't know, to actually stop the Netherlands from reaching the last Euros. Now, the Czechs have made it to the 96 final, Euro 96 final. They were semifinalists in 2004, quarterfinalists in 2012, and that's it. They've actually done quite well for themselves in the tournament. Always gotten past the round of 16. Now, this team is kind of an interesting package. I wouldn't necessarily say they're stronger than the team they fielded in 2012, because I remember that team well, because I was following Greece throughout the Euros, and the Czechs were quite, I'm not going to say they were strong, but they were also really set up, really well organized. They were very well organized. They could score. They had a good back line in comparison to now. I think Jaroslav Solovi is going to need Schick to really fire them through. I think he's going to be available for the game as well. It's going to be an interesting encounter, mainly because, Holland haven't necessarily been convincing on a tactical front, but they've been the top scorers in the group stages. So there is something to that. Nobody wanted De Boer to actually play the way he's been playing. But it's yielded results, and there's the sense of optimism among the fans, and in the camp, in the Netherlands camp. They've got key players to look out for, mainly Memphis Depay. Luc de Jong is not going to be playing because he's sustained another knee injury. In regards to the Czechs, you have Thomas Susek and you have Patrick Schick, who currently has 3 goals in this tournament. Last I checked earlier today. There's something about this game that's going to be pretty interesting. I expect Holland to go through. But then again, I'm kind of getting sick of predicting games, because what we saw yesterday and what we've seen throughout this tournament, all that insinuates, all of that, you can derive from all of it that we're going to be in for a lot more surprises. I said this in my last video. Sometimes the end doesn't justify the means, and sometimes the means don't justify the end either. And I think that's the oddest thing in football. And people say it's not a game of logic. Quite the contrary. It is a game of logic. Sometimes the artistry doesn't matter. All that matters is you take the chances you get, even if you don't deserve it. It's all about your reaction. It's very similar to life in that regard. So, anyways, I just like to point out primarily that although this Holland side has been a free scoring side, quite like the Italians, I do expect them to come up and struggle against the Czechs. Watch the exact opposite happen, because I said it yesterday, and the exact opposite happened as well in the Denmark game. If the Czechs show up, they could cause Holland damage. And it'll be all based on how well the Netherlands can react under De Boer. I was reading a statement he made, and apparently he thinks that if they get to the semifinal, then they will have done well. I'm seriously confused as to how these managers think. Genuinely. You don't go into this kind of tournament, and I've said this in regards to Southgate, you don't go into this kind of tournament thinking, okay, let's get to this stage, and we'll be fine. No. These tournaments don't come very often. You don't get a chance like this very often. If you're not going for the frickin' trophy, then what the hell are you doing on the touchline? What fan wants to hear his nation's manager say that? This is why the Netherlands shouldn't get far. This is why England shouldn't get far. It keeps overlapping, and I'm pretty sick of it. If the players have that mentality and they hear their manager say that, what do they expect to do? I'm sick and tired of going off about this. I really am. I'm sick and tired of seeing managers say it at international tournaments. If this is what you think you should be doing, then what should Silhavi say at his press conference? You know, in context, contextually speaking, any of these supposedly smaller teams, no disrespect to the Czechs, if their manager comes up and says, hey, if we get to the semifinals like we did back in 2004, then that should be a huge achievement. In context, it is. I'd accept it. Part of me would. Not entirely, mind you. But you're not in this kind of tournament to lose. You don't get out and sit and stand on that touchline to play for draws or losses. And I don't expect that from either manager. When the whistle blows, I don't expect it from either manager. You know, and Silavi didn't say this. I'm just providing a sort of example because De Boer said it. And I don't know, man. I just don't. I don't get this. I don't get this mentality. This shoots back at your own players. Saying that hits your own players. It makes them wonder if they're good enough to cut it. I mean, Frank Lampard said earlier this season as Chelsea manager, this Chelsea team is not prepared to win trophies. They're not prepared to challenge for the Champions League. Thomas Tuchel came in and they won the Champions League. What does that tell you? It's about the mindset. It's no secret. I'm going to stop the rant right here. I expect Holland to win this. But hopefully it won't be easy. Because they seriously don't necessarily deserve to win. They won't deserve to win easily if they face a tough Czech side. But once again, I'm going to keep saying the sentence for as long as I make videos, apparently. The end may not justify the means, but the means do not justify the ends either. And we have to keep that in mind whenever we watch this game. As much as we love the beautiful game, it certainly hates us sometimes. And I'm going to stop the video here. Excuse me for the rant. I just had to, you know. If you like our content, please let me know what you think. Like and comment and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up with us. If you disagree with anything I've said, let there be discourse. The comment section is open to everyone, obviously. I'd really like to know if anyone disagrees or even agrees with what I'm saying and could be provided with a different perspective on things. And, you know, I'll see you at night when all these games are over so I can react accordingly. Hopefully we'll all enjoy the games. That's the whole point of this tournament, right? We want to have fun. We want to enjoy things. This tournament has been a very difficult mixture of loving and hating football, to be honest. So yeah, thank you all for tuning in. And, you know, enjoy the game. May the best team win. And cheers.